Another client I had, I mean, I firmly believe Health Canada caused people to commit suicide when they took this product away for a short period of time, because the Canadian Mental Health Association, the Alberta branch, their executive director started holding press conferences blaming Health Canada for suicides. The executive director testified in court. He went to one of the funerals. He was so...
What was the name of that individual? That was...
Ron Lajeunesse.
Okay.
He used to be the executive director of the Canadian Mental Health Association in Alberta. He also had designed Alberta's mental health programs and ran them. He's a very heavy hitter. And if you Google him, you'll run across some of the news stories on it. It's no secret.
He stood for?
Well, the concern they had is the Canadian Mental Health Association had looked into Empower Plus, concluded it was helping a lot of their members, and you cannot take an effective treatment for serious mental illness away without having people hospitalized or commit suicide. And he warned Health Canada and the Minister of Health before the suicides, and then he publicly blamed them after the suicides. I'm just citing it as another example of another natural health product.
And the product is Empower Plus.
Empower Plus.
Okay, I've heard of this directly.
Which is...
Can I just chip in?
So, I've heard of, I'm affiliated with another company in not-for-profit in the mental health space. It's a peer support. It's called MIPSO, Mental Health Peer Support Organization, MIPSO.org. One of our members was educating me personally through detailed emails on the effectiveness of Empower Plus for her particular situation, which is confidential. However, I'm aware of this product. So I'm amazed that this has come full circle to this interview, and I just found out about this information a week ago.
Right. Well, I mean, it's interesting. They were charged for selling without a drug identification number. They were acquitted because the criminal court said if they had listened to Health Canada, people would have died. So it was necessary for them to defy Health Canada. And there's now 14 published peer-reviewed publications on it. But another interesting thing about that product is the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Calgary ran 2 case series. The results were so staggering. The university goes to the Alberta government. This isn't the company, this is the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Calgary. They go to the Alberta government and they say, we've never seen results like this. You need to give us taxpayers' money for a double-blind clinical trial. The Science Foundation of the Alberta government agrees, coughs up over roughly $500,000 for this double-blind clinical trial. Halfway through the trial, Health Canada shuts it down. Now,
why?
Well,
you tell to know why.
You tell me why. I mean, it was being run by psychiatrists. It was being run by the Behavioral Research Unit. That's all they did was run clinical trials.
How do you revive this thing?
So, I mean, I think it was shut down because they were targeted, because they threatened pharmaceutical companies. That's just my personal opinion. But back to your original question, how I got involved,
2 minutes?
My point is that taking these products away causes a health risk. Have current regulations are going to take the majority of them away, and we're not taking into account the health risk.
I have to ask you a question. So, you're well versed in this, and it's on the back of my press pass here. Bill C-36 that came in December 10. There's a petition, I understand, that went out that was unsuccessful, a fairly large one. If you were Prime Minister today, we're granting you that power, we're pretending, what would be the first thing you would do on this topic?
The first thing I would do is I would enact the Charter of Health Freedom, and anyone can just Google Charter of Health Freedom. It's www.charterofhealthfreedom.org. I would repeal Bill C-36 because it moves us into a police state, and I'm not exaggerating. I do play a little game now. Whenever I run across a lawyer who's actually read the act, I ask them about it, but I don't use the words police state. I just wait for it to come out of their mouth, and it comes out 100% of the time.
Excellent. Powerful answer. There's a gentleman here in Toronto, a world-renowned consultant in collaborative information exchange. His name's Don Tapscott. He's an acquaintance of mine, and we're getting to know each other better. His mantra is to open up data channels for all countries. He's working with various governments. That's been documented. He wants the data channels wide open because that allows every Canadian citizen with internet access that wants to look at solving problems can do that, and it prevents these secret. It's about opening and full visibility and transparency in government. What are your thoughts on that? Would you be endorsing Don Tapscott's methodologies and his best-selling book, Wiconomics and Macroeconomics, if you were president?
Well, I mean, I haven't read the book, but we need to have open government or we can't have a liberal democracy. And it's curious, as Canada has recently been independently rated as a very closed country, despite our, Access to Information Act. It's circumvented, it's weak. The Information Commissioner can't actually force disclosure. It's a lame duck, and there's too much secrecy here. And it's curious, this Consumer Product Safety Act allows the government to issue orders taking control over private property without court supervision secretly.
Wow.
These orders are specifically exempted from publication that our Statutory Instruments Act requires.
So Shawn, how can our viewers help you? Is there any chance to resurrect a petition? I mean, this is democracy. How can we resurrect this?
Well, our immediate concern actually is the government has announced they're going to bring back Bill C-51, which would give them the same powers over food and drugs. We need to stop it. I would like all of your listeners to go to nhppa.org, so just www.nhppa.org. There's a place where you can give us your email address.
Okay.
And then you become part of our network. So we let you know what's happening, but we also put out action alerts saying, please do this, please do that, and we provide materials to equip you to become an activist.
Who's funding you for this altruistic work that you're doing?
It's primarily actually just individuals that fund us, and we actually are calling on people to commit to $20 a month, which is about 3 specialty coffees at Starbucks, because we're absolutely starved for funding to do what we need to do.
And that makes sense. Now, as a final point for those doubting Thomases out there that say this is unsafe to revoke this bill, what would you say to them?
I would say that there is nothing more unsafe that a citizen can allow to happen than to give the government absolute discretion over things like property rights without court supervision. Pull out a dictionary and look up the definition of tyranny. Tyranny is just the ability of the government to act with absolute discretion. It's an anathema to the rule of law. It is the most dangerous thing a citizen can do. So when you're passing laws in the name of safety, which move us away from the rule of law, it's really Orwellian doublespeak. It's not safe at all. It's dangerous.
That's amazing. Thank you for your time. We're going to cut it here. This is wellnessheroes.tv. Truth in Wellness, you heard it here, and you're hearing it from Shawn Buckley, we need to help this man out, in my humble opinion. And the viewers, it's up to your opinion. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.